students. So in last video we started with the Mental Health Act, and in which we had studied about the definition of mental health care bill, Mental Health Care Act 2017, Mental Health Care Act 2017. Then the chapter 1 we completed, which consists of the terms. Then chapter 2 was dealing with the determination of mental illness, capacity to make mental health and the treatment decisions. Then chapter 3 was the advanced directive. So in advanced directive we studied the three of the specific advanced directives, or the writing specific things. Then there was other parts. Then chapter 4 we studied about the nominated representative, and in nominated representative, after that we have to continue from chapter 5, that is the rights. तो जो chapter 5 है of the mental health act, that explain about the right of the mentally ill people. So if we talk about the right of mentally ill people, that is right to access the mental health care. Means every individual who are living in the society, they has the right, means they have the, there should be equality and equity while providing mental health care to the patients. Means everyone has can go to the hospital and can seek for the mental health services or mental health care. नेक्स्ट इज राइट टू द कम्युनिटी लिविंग. जो भी हमारे मेंटली इल पीपल होते हैं, दे हैव द राइट कि वो कम्युनिटी में रह सकते हैं. यू कांट स्टिग्मेटाइज देम, यू कांट बाइकआउट देम फ्रॉम द कम्युनिटी. नेक्स्ट इज राइट टू प्रोटेक्ट फ्रॉम क्रूअल, इनह्यूमन एंड डिसग्रेडिंग ट्रीटमेंट. सो उनके पास राइट होता है कि कोई उनके साथ क्रूएलिटी के साथ बिहेव ना करे. अगर ऐसा कुछ होता है तो दे कैन सू यू टू द कोर्ट. नेक्स्ट इज द इनह्यूमन. कोई भी उनके साथ इनह्यूमन वर्क नहीं करेगा. और कोई भी डिग्रेडिंग ट्रीटमेंट, मीन्स जैसा होता था इंसेन होता था या मेंटली इल पीपल होता था, उसको असाइलम ले जाया जाता था और वहाँ पे उसको चेंज कर दिया जाता था, देयर विल बी नो ट्रीटमेंट. तो ऐसा आप आज के टाइम पे पेशेंट्स के साथ नहीं कर सकते. दे हैव द राइट फॉर द ट्रीटमेंट, they have the right for the dignity and maintenance of the, and to provide the effective care. Next is right to equality and non-discrimination. तो there is complete equality होनी चाहिए with every individual, or there should not be any kind of a discrimination on the basis of caste, creed or color, or can say the religion. Next is right to information. Before providing any kind of the treatment or providing the person with the any kind of services that are related to the mental health, they are having the right that you should inform them before giving the treatment to those people. If the person with the mental illness is not with the insight, means he is not incited or his insight is not working properly, then there is the right for information to his guardians. Means or the person who is taking care of him, so that person has a right to get complete information regarding patient and the care of the patient. Next is right to confidentiality. There should be maintenance of a confidentiality of the patient and the family members. Next is restriction on release of information in respect of the mental illness. Means those person who are not related to the case, they are not have the right to access the information of the person. ठीक है. Means if I am not related to the patient, I am not professional caregiver to the patient, then I have no right to get access to the patient's file or get information from there. Next is right to access the medical record. तो जो हमारे मेंटल हेल्थ मेंटली इल पेशेंट होते हैं या उनके गार्जियंस होते हैं, दे हैव द राइट कि वो उनके कंप्लीट मेडिकल रिकॉर्ड्स को एक्सेस कर सके, उनको रीड आउट कर सके, उनके थ्रू गो थ्रू हो सके. नेक्स्ट इज राइट टू पर्सनल कॉन्टेक्ट एंड कम्युनिकेशन. तो दे हैव द राइट कि जिनसे उनको कॉन्टेक्ट करना है, दे कैन कम्युनिकेट विद एनी वन दे वॉन्ट टू. राइट टू लीगल एड. अगर उन्हें कहीं पे भी फील होता है कि दे need the help of a court, they need to go to the court for the settlement of anything from related to the bill, related to the property, anything, so they can take the legal aid. No one can stop them to go to the court and hire the lawyer and take the case to the court. Next is right to make the complaint about deficiencies in provision of the health service. If they are in the hospital, hospital, and the services that are being provided there in the mental hospital are not efficient, effective, then they had right, they can make a complaint to the medical officer, to the superintendent, or to the other faculties, or can say whosoever is coming for the inspection, they can complain to those people. Now, chapter 6 is about duties of appropriate government. So, if we are talking about the duties of appropriate government, there is the certain duties that are performed. First is the promotion of the mental health and preventive program. So, the government of the India or the state governments have to promote the mental health at this district level, at the state level, or at the central level, so that there is awareness regarding mental health in the community or in the country, or there should be certain preventive program that can enhance or prevent the occurrence of the mental illness. So what is here written, the government shall have a duty to plan, design, and implement the programs for the promotion of the mental health and the prevention of the mental illness in the country. For example, हमारा mental health policy है, नेक्स्ट इज आर मेंटल हेल्थ बिल है, नेक्स्ट इज मेंटल हेल्थ एक्ट है, और हमारे नेशनल मेंटल हेल्थ प्रोग्राम है. तो दीज ऑल आर द प्रोग्राम दैट आर governed by the government, that are formulated by the government, so that there is enhancement, improvement in the mental health of the society, and there is deterioration in the mental illness, or can say there is prevention of any kind of mental illness in the country. So these are the first duty of the government of India, or say the state governments. Next is creating the awareness about mental health and illness, and reducing the stigma associated with the mental illness. So everyone know, previously to having any kind of a mental illness in the family is a thing of a stigma. ठीक है. If someone having a mental illness in the family member don't let that person come in the contact of the community, they don't even communicate by themselves, they don't let other people know कि their family member is having such kind of a mental illness, because they feel stigmatized कि someone will boycott him, someone will make fun of those people. So for that reason, what happened, they don't used to tell to anyone, they don't used to go to hospital to seek the help from the medical care. So that are the reason, and because they consider it as a key, if someone is with mental illness, it is the fruit of his sins. तो अगर कोई पाप करता है तो उसका फल उसको मिला है, दिस मेंटल इलनेस. सो दैट इज द मेंटालिटी, दैट वाज द मेंटालिटी ऑफ दिस community or the society. Now it is requirement of a time, with a gradual change in the society, with uh, trends are changing gradually in the society. There is so much of the stress related to the work, related to the family, related to any other conflicts. So there is the requirement of a time to provide the mental health to the people, make them aware of the mental health, and they are provided with the health education, that what is mental health, it is an important aspect of the health, that is even mentioned in the WHO definition of the health. Next is what is the illness, how we can reduce the illness, how we can cope up with the stress, how we can deal with the situations of the life and associated with the mental illness, or stigmas ko we can prevent, or we can vanish the stigma from the society, can say. So it is the role of the government, and for that there is certain program running, online conferences are conducted by the government, TV shows are done by the government, then there is interaction between the doctors and the patient, everything is being done by the counseling sessions are going on. In the school, mental health is the important aspect nowadays. So all these things are included by the government for the welfare of the society. Next is appropriate government to take measures as regard to human resources development and the training etc. So the government to provide or to provide services that are rendered under the programs, or to provide health education, they need a trained or much efficient staff who is too much effective to provide care, too much effective to train, too much effective to manipulate or can influence the public. So for that reason there is requirement of the training of the psychiatric personals, either it is a psychiatrist, psychiatric nurse, psychologist, or an auxiliary persons, or clergy come in that, priest, all those things are coming. So they need the training, they need the training. For that purpose government should arrange the training so that they will be, there should be availability of the effective staffs. Next is coordination with the appropriate government. So the government shall take all the measure to ensure the effective coordination between the services provided by concerned ministries and departments dealing with the health, law, home affairs, employment, education, etc. to address issues of mental health care. Next is the Central Mental Health Care Authorities, that is under chapter 7. So establishment of the central authorities. So government of India has established the central authorities with certain responsibilities, and the responsibilities are write down, we'll read. The central government shall, within a period of a 9 month from the date on which this act receives the assent of the president by notice, establish for the purpose of this act an authority to be known as the Central Mental Health Authority. So they will have to do what? Composition of the central authority, term of the office, salaries and allowance of the chairperson and other members. Next is resignation and filling of the vacancies. Next is vacancies, etc., not to invalidate proceeding of state authority. Next is member not to participate in meeting in certain cases. Next is officers and other employees of the state authorities. Function are the chief executive officer of state authority. And the chapter 8 include the state mental health authorities. So those work are done at this central level by the central authorities, same work are done by the central authority at the state authority at the state level. So gives provisions of a forming state mental health authorities, establishment of the state authority, nexus composition of the state authority, term of office, salaries and allowances of chairperson and other members. Next is chapter 9, that includes the finances, accounts and audits. So grant by the central government to the central authorities, central mental health authority fund are provided for the establishment of the hospital, for the care, for the services that are to be rendered by the patients, or salaries and all are that come in the funds, and funds for the research even, everything. Next is accounts and audits of the central authorities. So audits are conducted by the central authorities at the hospital, either they are able to meet the goals or the vision or mission set by the hospital in their philosophies, or they are able to provide effective care to the mentally ill people, are they saving the right of the mentally ill people. For that thing audits are being conducted, it is external audit and internal audit both. Next is annual report of the central authority. To every year, the central authority has to formulate an annual report regarding their audits, regarding their inspection, regarding regarding their funds they are providing with everything, they had to give a report. Next is the grant by the state government. So grants are provided by the state government even to the hospital or mental hospital. State mental health authorities funds are there even. Account and audits of the state authorities even used to conduct the audit. Next is annual report of the state authorities. Now the chapter 10 is mental health, a mental health establishment. So in chapter 10 there is registration of the mental health establishment, mean there is licensing of the hospital, okay. Next is procedure for registration, inspection and inquiry of the mental health establishment. Next is audit of the mental health establishment, inspection and inquiry. Next is appeal to High Court against order of authorities, certificate fees and register of the mental health establishment, maintenance of the register of mental health establishment in the digital format, duty of the mental health establishment to display the information. Next is chapter 11 that include the mental health review boards. So what the mental health review boards, they used to do the constitution of the mental health review board, then composition of the board, term and conditions of service of chairperson and member of the board, decisions of authority and board, application to the boards, proceedings before board to be judicial proceedings. Next is proceeding before board, central authority to appoint expert committee to prepare guidance document. Next is power and the function of the board, and chapter 12 consists of admission, treatment and discharge. So in chapter 12 there is all the procedure how we have to get admitted into the hospital, how to provide a discharge to the patient. So admission of the person with the mental illness as independent patient in mental health establishment, independent admission of the treatment, admission of the minor, how to do, means they have to submit the application to the medical officer, then the medical officer has to approve it, so that is come in it. Next is discharge of the independent patients, admission and the treatment of a person with mental illness with high support needs in mental health establishment up to 30 days support admission. ठीक है, admission and the treatment of a person with mental illness with high support needs in mental health establishment beyond 30 days, that is supported admission beyond 30 days. So, nothing is in this section shall allow any medical officer or psychiatrist to use electroconvulsive therapy as for the treatment. So, under this act, ECT cannot be used by the medical officer or psychiatrist. Leave of absence with leave or discharge, transfer, emergency treatment. So that's all. Means parole is provided to the patient, means it is a short leave. They was means they had to sign a paper that on this date they will come, they are going for certain purpose and they will come by this date or this time. Prohibited procedures, notwithstanding anything contained in this act, the following treatment shall not be performed on the person with a mental illness. First is electroconvulsive therapy without the use of a muscle relaxant and the anesthesia. So you can't give the direct ECT. You have to use the modified ECT where there is the use of the muscle relaxant, the like succinylcholine. There should be use of the anesthesia, that is sodium thiopentone. Next is electroconvulsive therapy to the minors. So we will not provide the electroconvulsive therapy to the children, or can say the adolescent of less than 16 year of age. Sterilization of the man or the woman when sterilization is intended as a treatment for the mental illness. Mean during the mental illness treatment you can't do the vasectomy and tubectomy of the person. Next is chain in any manner, mean you will not restrain the patient. Is the physical restraint or the chemical restraint, both are not allowed until or unless it is the requirement for the patient, or it is not harmful for the patient or the all around surrounding, so you will not go for the restraining. So restraining is done by either the leather belts, or we can use the drugs to make the person sedative. Midazolam is used a lot of the time. Next is the restriction on the psychosurgery for persons with mental illness. Next is restraints and seclusion or discharge planning. Now the chapter 13 explain about the responsibilities of other agencies. So it is the duty of the police to give protection to any mentally ill person wandering within the limits of the police station. Next is report to the magistrate of the person with the mental illness in private residence who is ill treated or neglected, conveying or admitting person with mental illness to the mental health establishment by the magistrate. Next is prisoner with the mental illness, person in the custodial institutions, question of the mental illness in the judicial process. So these are the responsibilities of other agencies. Next is chapter 14, that is restriction to discharge functions by professionals not covered by profession. So it restricts unauthorized health professional regarding discharge of the duty and or any other function. So chapter 15 is about offenses and penalties. That is, mental health establishment without registration shall be liable to the penalty, which shall not be used than 5,000 rupees. A punishment for the contravention of provision of act or rule or regulation made thereunder. Chapter 16 explain about the miscellaneous, that is power to call for information, power of the central government to issue directions, power of a central government to supersede central authorities, deal with the power of central government to issue directions, special provision for the state in the northeast and the hill states. Chapter 16 also include about the suicide, that is, the appropriate government shall have the duty to provide care, treatment, and rehabilitation to the person having severe stress and who attempted to commit suicide to reduce the risk of recurrence of the attempt of the commit to commit the suicide. So previously suicide was considered as a crime, but now suicide is not a crime. WHO considers suicide as the disease or illness when the person is not able to take up the stress. Now, notwithstanding anything contained in section 309 of Indian Penal Code, any person who attempt to commit the suicide shall be presumed unless proved otherwise to have severe stress and shall not be tried and punished under the said code. That's what I said, ki now there is no punishment or it not be considered as a crime. So that's all about mental health completely. Thank you and have a nice day.